Alrighty guys, every now and then what you really need to do, in like any aspect of your house, is to do a little reset, right? And to do a little bit of a cleansing ritual. So that is what we're going to talk about today. By the way, if you want to see these videos 2 weeks earlier, consider subscribing to my Patreon, where you not only get all these videos, but also recipe cards, specific deity profiles, and lots of other interesting things to look at. Video tiers start at $10 a month, so definitely consider checking it out. Now, here's the thing about a cleansing ritual. You can't have a cleansing without clean. And in fact, in a lot of cultures, whether it be as far as East Asia, whether it be in Europe, whether it be here in America, there has been a very long association between clean house and healthy family, for what I assume are obvious reasons. And culturally, throughout several religions, it's been really important too. Like if we look at the story of Frau Holla or Frau Bertha, these two Germanic goddesses really do not appreciate a messy house, to the point that there are some legends that Frau Bertha will even come and get you, violently, if your house is not clean. There is an aspect of communal responsibility to these stories though, right? So it's not just like if you are a single person living by yourself and you have some kind of disability or ailment that stops you from cleaning as much as you'd like, that you're bad for that. No. Rather, it's more that back in the day, cleaning the house and keeping up the house used to be a whole full-time job that multiple people at the house contributed to. So the cleanliness of a house was the direct, fruits of the entire household's work. There is nothing that suggests that people who cannot clean are somehow less than magically or just, physically than anyone else. That's not at all what, these values of cleanliness are about. What they are about, though, is keeping a healthy space, because as you might have guessed, people back in the day didn't have germ theory. So they probably noticed that when a house got dirty, sickness followed. And as you might also guess, a lot of people thought that sickness was caused by evil spirits. So in certain cultures, like for example Korea, one of my friends has actually told me that it's thought that these noisy ghosts stick onto dust. So if you don't dust your house, you're gonna get a bunch of lost and noisy ghosts just kind of hanging out. I think even the concept of a dust bunny is something like that, where people have with their imaginations understood dust bunnies to also be like kind of little dust sprites, right? But the fact of the matter is that an unclean house, it can attract some unwanted things, some things that like to live in gunk, whether that's a ghost or whether that's an ant infestation or a roach infestation. It is mundane just as it is spiritual. And the reason you want to do a cleansing ritual at all is that sometimes the energy in the house can become really stagnant, right? And so sometimes it just needs to be cleaned up. And the way that you do that, though, is by physically cleaning your space first, because you can't have cleansing without cleaning. So before you do anything in a ritual, you have to take care of your house physically, and that means cleaning everything, cleaning the dishes, cleaning the surfaces, cleaning your stove, getting all of the clutter and all of the things that have been on your, surfaces off of it, putting things back where they belong, getting all the crumbs off the floor, doing all these kinds of things. Without these steps, no amount of ritual is going to help you, because what is the point of doing a ritual if your floors are still sticky and your entire table is covered in junk to the point that you can't use it? When you have a cluttered, weird, messy house, it impacts the flow of energy, but it also impacts your ability to get things done in the space physically too, physically and mentally. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I see a big block of junk in front of a work surface, I just feel like I can't do anything in there. The whole area becomes blocked off in my mind. So in order to prevent that, you have to keep up with putting things away and doing things like that, which I am very bad at, admittedly. So sometimes the house looks a little messy, but every now and then it's worth it to just take the, 45 minutes to reset the whole thing. And that's the thing, it really doesn't take as long as it seems, especially if you generally take care of it as you go in the day-to-day anyway. Now, am I saying you have to do this for every single cleaning? No, you don't have to deep clean every time you clean your kitchen. But resetting things so that everything, is ready to go again, very important. But okay, so once you are done with your, cleaning and actually like washing the dishes, washing the surfaces. Another thing you can do is also take whatever spiritual cleansing item you have, for me as a Christian witch that's holy water, and sprinkle it on top of those surfaces that you just cleaned and then wipe it in. If you are not a Christian witch, you could also use something like a tea, right? So for example, if you made chamomile tea or if you made rosemary tea, these plants have certain properties of protection, of purification, that make it really good to wipe into a counter. You might also use a little bit of, lemon juice mixed in there, something that is very cleansing, right? Because lemon as an acid really breaks down grease very well, but also something that spiritually, means purification, friendship, love, right? These are the things you want to imbue into your cooking space. You can also get all kinds of cleaning products that actually already have these scents or these oils or these plants in them, which means you can absolutely do some cleaning magic by invoking those properties within your cleaning products as well. But after that, once you are done and the floor is swept and everything is fine, now you can start worrying about actually getting the magic going. Again, for me as a Christian witch, this means sprinkling holy water around and asking God to come into the space, to bless it, and, kind of just purify the space. You could also use a type of tea, sprinkle a type of tea around, or wash your floors with that tea, wash your walls with that tea. You could do anything like that as well. But if for nothing else, just that and a prayer to your deities that are in charge of the hearth, whether it's someone like Hestia, anything like that, very, very good. I actually took this opportunity to do a blessing out of the Book of Blessings that I have. I did this for a new house and just kind of adapted it to be for the kitchen specifically, but the same idea applies, right? So it's very much just saying these prayers, invoking God's presence, focusing on the idea of the home, peace in the home, all that kind of stuff, and setting that tone. Then, also as a final note, you might do a proper smoke cleansing. For me, I used a bundle of rosemary, which I harvested from my garden last year. As a dried bundle of rosemary, it is perfect for this kind of stuff because rosemary is all about protection, purification, and getting rid of, these kind of ugly, nasty energies. It just kind of transmutes them, washes them right out. So you'd want to put that smoke over anywhere you cook food, up in the corners where energy really likes to gather, kind of like cobwebs, and anywhere that needs a good cleansing. That way, not only is your kitchen physically clean, but it also has a bit of a reset in its spiritual energies as well. Think of it almost like casting a circle in your kitchen, or making your kitchen into the circle, rather. I really want to impress upon you guys that the ritual here isn't really even the point. The ritual is the easiest part. Invoking your deities, pushing your energy out and cleansing all the old stuff, putting all of your, waters or oils or smoke out into the room. That's the easy part. The hard part is gathering within yourself the energy, yes, the magical but also physical energy, to actually get rid of all of those crumbs, get rid of all those dishes, clean out those sink traps. All of that stuff is a physical representation of the nasty energy that is lingering around in your kitchen. When you clean out the physical, you also take away the things that block you in the spiritual, because you take away the filth and the gunk that makes you kind of clench up and not even want to engage with the space, right? Seeing all that stuff adversely affects your mental, which adversely affects your spiritual. Because there's nobody who can work in a cluttered space. Nobody. At least not effectively. You want to think of that time physically cleaning as the mental preparation and meditation and setup for the smoke cleanse, the blessings, and everything else. When you have a physically clean space and you feel accomplished and you feel good and the space around you looks clean and clear, that is the meditative zone that you need. And if it helps, take pictures of the before and take pictures of the after. Remind yourself, literally, that you have cleaned up that space, because once you clean it physically, you can clean it spiritually. Absolutely no point in doing smoke cleansing over a pile of dirty dishes. Now again, this is the way that I did it as a Christian witch. Very simple. Quite literally just cleaning and then cleansing. But if you are any other kind of witch, if you work with different gods, Think about doing a prayer to your gods, and think about any pieces of your holy texts that you can use that back up this idea of what you want in your kitchen. Peace, love, serenity. Build your own prayers to ask your guides and your gods to bring that energy into your kitchen and take out all of the stagnancy, all of the broken things, all of the things that don't serve you as you make food that nourishes you and your family. Again, hardest part's actually doing the cleaning, but otherwise, that's all there really is to a kitchen cleansing ritual, and you can repeat this once a week, once a month, however much you think is necessary, however weird your kitchen feels. Literally, you could just do it when your kitchen feels weird, which might be, I don't know, 6 months. It's up to you. But that is the basic way to go about it. I hope that was helpful for you guys, and I will see you next week to talk about our last Creating Meals Master Course. See ya!